60% of the time, you're never going to want a winch. But there is this saying in the four-wheel drive world, if you like, lockers will get you into trouble, a winch will always get you out. So yes, I've always fitted a winch to all my vehicles, if not for me, for other people, to get other people out of trouble. So the 200 series, we wanted to keep it absolutely pristine in here. I did not want to destroy the dash with having bits hanging here and wires there and God knows what else. And I also wanted to make it user friendly, very easy to operate. So with some help with Paul Brown from PB Customs, we decided to go for the electronic route of isolating and deactivating the winch to switching it on from inside the cabin, switching it off. So we have here, as you can see down here, we have our winch button, which is situated just on the dash here, and it is very simple, on, off. Okay, so if we listen very carefully, you should be able to hear the relay coming. Off. And to activate the winch, very simple for us, are remotes, a Warn remote, which is fully Bluetooth. So just by holding the button on for a certain amount of seconds, blue light's on, it's now wireless, connected to the winch itself, and we can go in and out on the buttons. It also has a red light for overheating on the motor if it gets too hot. So that's how we operate our winch from inside the car. So let's go and have a look at how we've wired this in. So to wire that through, we have taken a power supply which runs all the way up the side of the car, and as you can see, it's just here, a little cable runs in there, and that runs in through the firewall, and that gives us our electrical contact to the switch. Under here, underneath the cowling, we have at the bottom with the red tape, you can see it just down the side there, pointed down there, a relay. It's a big heavy duty relay that will take the current from the winch and isolate it. So with that turned off, we have no power to the winch. So we've tried to keep it an absolutely neat and tidy installation. So the cable runs up, power supply runs up here, and then runs to the main supply on the battery. And the winch itself is a Warn VR EVO, and you can just make it out down there. It's a £12,000. Neat and tidy installation, and Paul knows exactly what I'm like on this sort of stuff. We went for the ARB hideaway winch brackets. So our winch is hidden under there. You can see from this point we have kept all of our cables tucked up out the way. The only thing accessible, or you'd know is in there, is the fact that that connection block is there for the relay. And like I said before, we run our power supply up to the battery, and these batteries are linked. So we have a 120 amp battery here, 120 amp battery there, and the alternator kicks out 160 amps. So there's plenty of capacity there for that winch. As we're well aware, we spoke to people regarding our split charge system, and the battery are linked from here to the rear of the car, so we can draw from the rear of the car to the front as well if needed. If these go down in capacity, the CTEC system will flow power from the rear of the car to the front to top up the batteries. So you've got a 120 amp, 120 amp, 160 amp alternator plus two 55 amp yellow tops at the back as well. If needed, it will transfer all that power for the actual winch unit if you need it. We found it easier to take the winch out, so we had a little bit more access towards the back of the bumper. Once we've found a decent place to locate the Su280, we then went ahead and marked up the holes. we drilled out, installed the SU280 using nuts and some locking washers, doubled it up with some nylon locks on top so it couldn't come out. It looks close to the radiator, but it does actually miss it, and also misses the condenser underneath as well. There is a bit of a gap between the radiators what it sits near. I hope some of you have found this a bit useful. It's not everybody's way of installing something, but I just like things neat and tidy, and I just think the SU280 gives you that ability to switch your winch on and off from inside the cab without having to get out, fuffle about, lifting the bonnet up to try and find your isolating switch and plugging everything in. Thanks for watching, everybody, and see you on the next video.